Thank God it's a Friday. Today is October 23, 2020. Just 63 days before Christmas. Welcome po sa weekend edition ng The Stock Market Today. Ako po si Benji Chidoro, inviting you to join me as we take a look at the latest news on URC and the result of trading the PSE. Lahat ng yan dito lamang sa October 23, 2020 TGIF edition ng The Stock Market Today. Bago po ang lahat, basahin po muna natin ang ating reminders at disclaimers. At habang binabasa po natin ito, kung first time yan po dito sa ating channel, ay nag-start po akong magbigay ng daily stock market report noong August. Inaanyayahan ko po kayo na mag-subscribe sa aking channel para palagi po tayong updated sa balita at impormasyon tungkol sa stock market at ang mga active stocks sa merkado. Ako po ay isang retired employee ng isa sa pinakamalaking bangko sa Pilipinas. Naging OFW din po ako nung ma-assign po akong maging compliance head ng aming branch sa Hong Kong. Mga 8 months din po akong namalagi sa ibang bansa. Pagkatapos po noon ay nasign po ako sa biyaya ng Diyos na maging Chief Compliance Officer ng isang subsidiary ng bangko. And since early 2000 ay nag-start po akong mag-invest regularly sa UITFs at pagkatapos ay sa stocks. Salamat po at tignan po muna natin ang ating mga balita. This is from the Inquirer.net. This is pertaining to the PSE index yesterday. PSEI extends winning streak, gains 1.05%. Of course, we reported this yesterday. And according to this news report, the PSEI surged to the 63,000 level as investors welcome further reopening of the economy after months of COVID-19 induced lockdown protocols. So, according to Papa Securities, technicals point out that the index has just broken out of its 200-day moving average on Wednesday, the brokerage said. However, it noted that the relative strength index or RSI was already overbought, so it would be best if the PSEI would consolidate in the meantime. Our next news is on URC from the ABS-CBN News, and this just came in just now. URC posts higher January to September net income despite pandemic disruptions. Universal Robina Corp said Friday its net income rose 12% from January to September period on the back of higher operating income, lower debt and interest, as well as lower foreign exchange losses. Net income for the first 9 months of the year reached 8.1 billion, URC said in a disclosure to the stock exchange. Despite the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, sales for the period reached 99.8 billion, up 2% compared to the same period last year. Now, if we will take a look at the disclosure in the PSE. Okay, this is URC's disclosure to the PSE. Yan, ito yung as of September 30, 2020. They have their balance sheet, the income statement, and some ratios that they have here. And based on that, based on that, I made a simple Excel worksheet based on the PSE disclosure today on the URC financials. The income after tax for the third quarter 2020 was 2.163 billion against the income for the same period last year of 1.968 billion, and that's a 9.9% gain. So if we'll compare the year-to-date 2020 against the year-to-date 2019, income of 8.139 billion and the amount of 7.272 billion, that's an 11.9% increase. On the other hand, the year-to-date earnings per share in 2020 as against last year's year-to-date earnings per share is 3.40 and 3.17 respectively. With that data, we can now get the price-earnings ratio, and we divide the price per share by the earnings per share. So that's 39.41 for the year-to-date ending September 30, 2020 as against 49.21 during the same period last year. So what does this mean? Generally, a higher PE ratio is an indication that the stock may be overvalued, or we can say expensive, while a lower number could indicate that the stock may be undervalued, or shall we say cheap. In this case, the PE ratio this year is probably slightly better than that of last year's. Okay, let's see how the index fared and how your favorite stocks fared in today's trading. Okay, the PSEI gained 139.43 points, 2.2% higher than the previous close, to finish at 6484.06. Malapit nang maging 6,500 ang ating index. If we'll take a look at the summary, total volume was 1.38 billion, valued at 8.49 billion. There was net foreign buying, 795.65 million. 129 companies advanced, 81 declined, while 48 remained unchanged. As for the market indices, all indices registered a gain except for the services, which registered a 0.17% decline. The winners led by the holding companies at 3.25%, followed by the properties at 1.98%. And we shall be reviewing today the following stocks. We'll be reviewing ALI, SM, SMPH, BDO, JFC, Ayala Corporation, URC, DITO, LTG, AGI, MAC, and MWIDE. So let's go to the first stock. Let's take a look at ALI. ALI had a green candlestick today, gained 1.34%, ending at 33.95. Though the candlestick body is smaller than the previous day, it is nevertheless a positive sign, and there is volume. So the next resistance that I see, it may retest the 35.60 level, and the nearest support is at 33.25. There was net foreign buying at 162.77 million. And then the next stock that we will be reviewing will be SM. Puro mga karamihan dito, mga index stocks. So SM surged to 970, a 25-point increase at 2.65%. So that is significant. The next support level that it will retest is at 994 to 995 level. It has been moving upwards since Monday. The nearest support that I see is 946.54. And our RSI is nearing the 70 mark. It's 68.99 or almost 69. Let's take a look at the next stock. That's BDO. BDO also surged upward, though not very much, but nevertheless significant. It ended at 97, 1.25 points up, or 1.31%. And it may retest the 100 to 101 price level. That is the nearest resistance that I see. And the nearest support is at the 93.70, 93.80 level. So if the volume would hold, and there was volume today, then it may continue its movement upwards. Now, BDO had a net foreign buying of 193 million today. So very bullish ang market, which showed in the index. By the way, BDO is an index stock. Okay, the next stock that we will review is your favorite stock, JFC. 179 ang kanyang closing price today, or almost 5% up. And JFC continues to move upwards after some sort of consolidation in the last 2 days. So there is volume, although the volume had been decreasing, but nevertheless it is an above average volume. The nearest resistance that it may retest is 185. Its nearest support is at the 169 level. Now when I say resistance and support, these are not exact points or prices, no? These are areas. Mga 185, pwedeng 186 yan or 184. When I say 169, it may be 170 or 168. May allowance yan. It's an area. Okay, the next stock is another index stock, Ayala Corporation. Ayala is one of the oldest companies in the index. It started in the 1800s, And from the last price, it increased by 4.17% or a solid 31 points. And there is again volume. So I see the stock moving upwards and may retest the 800 level. That's the nearest resistance, while the nearest support is 750. And with the volume and the RSI that we see is is 72. Some would say that this is oversold, but the sentiment is very bullish. So I think that the stock will move upwards. The next stock that we will be reviewing is yung meron tayong news today, URC. URC had a good report in their income today, and that reflected also in their price. It increased by a modest 1.21%. Okay, the nearest support of new URC is here. Hindi ko pa napaplot to, but let's plot it. So it's here. Kasi nasa 141.70, the nearest is here. 145. It may retest that level in probably the next few days. And the nearest support is here. Nandito sa 138. Again, net foreign buying. Meron ng stock ng net foreign buying at almost 48 million. Okay, the next stock is also a favorite, though not an index stock, Dito. Na-dislodge si Dito sa most active. Okay, Dito had been consolidating, and this time the company or the stock had 3 successive green candlesticks. It increased by a modest 4.42%. And just like what I've said in the past few days, this stock may retest the 7 peso level, while the nearest resistance or the nearest support is at 6 pesos. So it will continue sideways without a catalyst and without volume. So unless there's a catalyst, it may just move within the 7 peso and the 6 peso level. Again, just like the other stocks, there is net foreign buying of almost 5 million. The next is LTG. Okay, LTG or the Lushitan Group surged to 13.06, 9.20%, one of the highest in today's trading. Okay, kaya lang meron net foreign selling at 34 million to. However, the net foreign selling was negated by the local traders, no? Okay, it may retest this resistance level of 14, and the nearest support of the LT group is at 12. So it continues to surge higher since I see the formation of the candlestick is right under our indicators. By the way, I use the 20-day exponential moving average as my short-term indicator, represented by the orange line. I also use the 50-day exponential moving average, represented by the blue line, that is my medium-term indicator, and the 50-day or 100-day exponential moving average, which is my long-term indicator, represented by the black line. As a complementary indicator, I also use the relative strength index here. So I see that the stock may move upward as the sentiment is very bullish. Okay, next, let's take a look at AGI. AGI also surged ahead at 8.72%. It's now at 860. And it is sustaining a breakout. It's the second day. It's on its third day. So nagpahinga lang siya yesterday. The first breakout was last October 21. Nagpahinga with a red candlestick yesterday. And it continued its upward trend with volume. So a breakout is characterized by a surge in the price and volume. So we see an above average volume here. Okay, it may retest the 9 peso level, and if volume will permit, then it may continue its upward trend. Now, normally, a breakout lasts for 2 to 3 days or even up to 5 days, and after that breakout, the stock will consolidate or may pull back. So a consolidation after a breakout is called a pullback. So meron net foreign buying at 15.42. So it may retest the 9 peso level. The nearest support is at 8. Then let's take a look at MAC. MAC nabubuhay siya. Okay, MAC had a modest increase today at 2.86%, ending at 540. It appears to be moving upwards because of the volume. The nearest resistance is at 5.80, while the nearest support is at 5.06. So how do I see the stock? It may continue to move higher because of the bullish sentiment, because of the reopening of the economy. And if you'll notice, our indicators are right under the candlesticks. And our indicator, the EMA 20, EMA 50, and the EMA 100 is under the candlesticks. That would indicate a bullish momentum. And finally, MWIDE. Okay, MWIDE. Mukhang nagko-consolidate lang si MWIDE. Although merong volume today, ha. So from a low of 744, it closed at 755, and it went as high as 768. And it may move upwards since there has been volume in the past few days. And the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, is moving up. MWIDE has very good projects. So yung North-South Railway, yung Clark to Malolos or Malolos to Clark Railway, kanilang project yun. So the nearest resistance that it may retest is at 7.76 to 7.8. The nearest support is at 7.31. Yan po ang ating report sa stock market October 23, 2020. Happy weekend po. Ito po si Benji Chidoro, laging nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. See you again in the next episode. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik.